a delay.
But now
so
the
we're
intro's
probably
now.
live
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Oh,
now.
yeah. We're now is now, right?
Now is now, yes.
Now is now. When will
when
will
when?
then be now?
I'm so
confused.
We're live. We're live now.
Are we,
We're on the
are we
internet.
still doing the podcast?
No,
Is
we
it-
actually never
Is
did
it
a
done?
podcast.
It's over?
Already finished.
Fantastic.
We just
That
finished,
was
right?
This has all been in your mind.
That's
I
a
don't know,
wrap?
coming through.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I've been recording this entire thing from the bathroom, so we're perfect.
Number one, number two, though. Which one was
Everything
it?
sounds
One or
fine,
two?
Eric.
It's mostly a number one that just doesn't stop.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah, that's something new for you. There you go. That's
Is that what I have to look
condition.
forward to whenever I have kids? Because
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
I don't want.
you know,
Okay. Well, damn. Sorry.
Yeah, nobody talks about what happens to the fathers, and this is what it is. You just start peeing all the time, and then one day it just stops. All
You
the
stop
time.
peeing one day?
And that's when you
stop
die,
peeing?
right?
Stop peeing, man.
And that
Is
means
that
you're
Your
dead.
body just runs out. You just stop at one point, and that's it.
That's terrifying.
That is
That
It's
is-
like hitting
that is-
third puberty.
Eric, how many sets of headphones are you going to wear?
I have two because I have one on my streaming PC and one on my
Okay.
gaming PC.
Can the stream hear you? Because the rest of it, I can hear
That's
everyone
what
else in
I'm
the stream.
checking.
Eric's listening to Ace of Base on the other ones.
Yes.
Well, I saw a sign and I wasn't sure.
Okay.
I like your hat.
The Star Wars one?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a nice hat.
Is that?
Everyone
Is
has
that
some
new?
sort of
Eric,
Star Wars
literally, I was
reference in
gonna
the
wear this.
background.
I
you
was
sure?
doing this, and now I'm not going to.
Steve says he can
Sorry.
hear you, Eric.
Sorry, Marcus.
So,
Look, I'm
That's
very
right.
good.
I see a baby Yoda in the back.
Yeah.
Wait, where?
all right, children, quiet down.
Yeah.
We're going to start the show. Welcome to Geeks with Kids, the nerdy podcast from a parenting point of view. You thought I was Dad, but no, it is I, David. And today I'm joined by Eric, Schaus, Hawk, Marcus, and two special guests. It's not an Uncle Dave episode without guests, so welcome Chris from Accidental Chaos, the podcast.
Hi. That's me. Hi, I'm
And
Chris.
I call you Witch. What do you just want to be? Do you want Basicwitch? Do you want, what do you?
Just call me witch. You can
Okay.
call me whatever you want.
All right.
I'm calling her basic because she's pretty basic.
Basic, witch.
Witch is a Twitch streamer, a cosplayer, and an artist. You do a lot of art on your stream.
Yeah.
But we'll do all the plugs later. Thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. With introductions out of the way, let's just go into what we do on every podcast, which is what's good. So what's good is, so just tell me something that's going on right now that you're really into. Obviously, don't make it Loki because we're going to talk about that later. But if
But
there's like an anime you're loving right now, or a video game, or something,
It's just
Um,
Loki. It's Loki.
it's
Only
just it
Loki.
can't
It's
just
just
be Loki.
Loki.
It can't just be
Everything's Loki right now.
No,
Oh.
no, tell me something else. Shout,
You know
what's good?
this.
Shout, what's good?
Okay, so I've started getting into a new game. Well, it's not really a new game, but it's new for me. I started playing Minecraft Dungeons, which is one that I hadn't tried out before. It's for anyone who hasn't tried it yet. It's an action kind of Diablo style game.
Action RPG, they call
Action
it.
RPG, yeah. And I wanted to check it out. I'm a fan of Minecraft. My kids love Minecraft. And I started playing this game, and it's got the whole Diablo thing to it. It's got loot. It's got just basically running levels. Like I can listen to podcasts, just run levels, and just try to get crazy loot. And my son really loves it too, and it's got crossplay. So I bought a copy of it for my son on his Switch, and I play it on the PC. So we can play together, which is awesome. So
Nice.
I've been having a little bit of fun with this. I think it came out like last year, the year before, or something like that. It's relatively new, but it's super friendly for young people to play. Like I have no problem with my kids playing it with me, but like even as an adult, I found myself up to 2 a.m. the other night just trying to see if I can get a couple more levels in. So it's a fun one.
This is
So
what
it's
happens
addictive.
when
That's
teachers are on summer break,
Yes.
right? You play Minecraft until 2 in the morning.
Yes, I do. Listening to
That's what he
podcasts.
does in class too.
This is also true.
Yeah, I've played Minecraft Dungeon before. It's actually really fun. I was really against it because I'm an asshole and I don't like Minecraft that much. My friend's like, Chris, just stop being a dick and play. No. And then he's eventually got me like, hey, Chris, be at $15. I'm like, fine. And I was like, okay, this game's actually pretty fun. So it's actually really fun.
It's colorful, and you're always trying to get one better piece of loot, like one better bow or one better piece of armor. And it's just, I don't know. I'm excited about the
Destiny.
next Diablo whenever that comes out. Like I know we're
Diablo
going
2
to get this in the
remastered
fall.
or resurrected comes out in September,
It should have come out in the summer, so I
and
can
you
play
will
it.
not see me ever again because I will be rocking a paladin.
Yeah, I may join you on that. That would that'd be awesome.
It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big.
But like, when are we gonna get like Diablo 4? Like that's still been in the works for the last few years.
I would
right?
guess a year or two.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Boomer dead.
Diablo 2 Resurrected is probably just to build hype for Diablo 4.
They got to put something out in the meantime for
I
sure.
was gonna say, do you think they're gonna make it a mobile game?
No, Diablo Immortal isn't out yet, and that is a mobile game.
And that made a lot of
That
people
was
angry.
Don't you
I
have
saw
phones?
that. I haven't played anything past like Diablo 2, and like I've
That's
just.
it. It's like
Yeah.
you can play Diablo 2. That gaming
But-
peaked at Diablo 2.
But I watched them announce the new like mobile version, and I saw so many people in the audience just like give them so much crap for it.
Because we're
That's all
gamers. We
I
don't
know.
play our-
Oh, yeah, the guy at BlizzCon that went up to the microphone and said, "Is this a joke?"
Is this a complete April Fool's joke?
Like, great, I spent $6,000 on a computer so I can play a mobile game. Hawk, what's your yum, Hawk?
Oh.
I haven't been
Ooh,
too excited
spice it
about
up.
anything. So I thought maybe we'd take this opportunity to talk about the new Masters of the Universe Revelations on Netflix.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, what has everybody been thinking about it in that?
Haven't
I
seen it
personally, I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
Yeah. I know that they took a few controversial decisions and where to take the story and that, but I feel the story that you do get is worth the journey.
Well,
And the
I
ending
feel
pretty
like-
wowed me.
I feel like everybody's complaints stem from like, you know, these old fanboys that are just like, no, it's supposed to be He-Man. Where's He-Man? He-Man. And like, for anybody who hasn't seen it, I don't want to spoil too much, but you know, it's not what you're going to think right off the gate. And what Kevin Smith kind of said originally is not true. So, I mean, I was thrown off by that. And I know a lot of people were upset by that, but I'm not actually upset with the show itself. It's amazing. It's great.
But
And
Marcus,
the voice acting, yeah.
his initial interviews, he was saying that it wasn't about Adam. It was going to be Tila's story. Like he's been saying that
Yeah,
since
but
the
then he
beginning.
also went against that and said it's not going to be Tila's show, but it's Tila's show.
It's her show. Yeah.
It's her show. Also, Evelyn kind of steals a lot of spotlight. It's pretty awesome. I loved it. I think it's great, and I honestly think it's a good move for the future of the franchise. But you know, people are going to hate what they're going to hate. So
How many episodes are out? 2?
8.
5 right now. It's the
5.
first part. It's the first half of what the full season. So,
So they did like a
but-
Rick and Morty kind of
yeah,
part now, part later.
Yeah,
Kinda.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the voice
so,
cast
yeah,
is incredible. Like Lena
Oh my
Headey
God.
is.
Skeletor?
I was gonna say, like you could have seen this coming in that because they really went out of their way with the voice cast, hiring Lena Headey and Sarah Michelle Gellar in that, and like the lead roles and that. So I think if you're gonna bring on that kind of talent, then like you kind of know who's gonna headline the story, right?
And isn't the Onion Knight the Man at Arms?
Liam Cunningham.
Yeah.
Also,
Captain
Tony
Titanic.
Todd from The Candyman his voice as a character.
Yes.
And I was like, because he has a very distinct voice, and I was like, there's no way it's not Tony Todd. Also, I had a question: didn't Mark Hamill voice Skeletor like in the early 2000s? He mentioned, was that not him?
I don't think so.
I don't
Sure.
I
know.
thought it was.
Ooh, I
know
really
he
can
voiced
answer
it.
that actually.
Google.
Yep, Google.
Maybe.
Talk amongst yourselves.
You're like, hey Siri, and it's like now calling Skeletor.
While we figure that out, Marcus, what's good?
I finally was able to start watching one of the shows that I've been dying to watch because Eric brought it up to me at one time and I was just going nuts, and now I'm finally able to watch it. Warrior.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Oh.
Oh my god,
Is
I
that-
love that show.
Is that the Viking show on Netflix?
No.
No.
It's like Asian immigrants coming into San Francisco in like 1878, and it's like this
Oh.
whole like Yakuza underground like war drugs and stuff. It's amazing though.
That sounds
It's
really
so
good.
It was a story that
And,
Bruce Lee was trying to develop when he was still alive, but no one would
Yeah.
pick it up because no one wants to watch a TV show or a movie about Asians, right? So
Oh god! Oh my god! I'm so
Only anime.
excited.
And
Weeb,
Bruce Lee's daughter is one of the executive producers on the show.
yeah, she was spearheading the whole thing. She's been doing it for years. Like,
The cast is incredible. The fight scenes are amazing. Like it's just so good. So Eric, thank you so much again for bringing it to my attention.
did you watch
It was-
both seasons?
No, I'm only like halfway through the first season, so I still have lots to go.
Did
but
you
I'm
get to
enjoying
the
it.
Western episode?
No. I'm excited. Well, what?
Every season, so there's only 2 seasons so far, but halfway through they do a Western, like inspired
Western influence.
Okay, so then I'm
yeah.
still at the beginning of the half then. Like,
Oh my god.
oh, I'm excited. Honestly, it's just been one of the greatest new shows that I've watched. But I've got a whole bunch of shows on the watch list, which is awesome, and I have access to them now, which is pretty great. Also, this came in the mail just a little while ago, so this is my one of my new projects coming up soon.
Whoa!
shit.
Is that 3D printed?
That's a big head.
No. So this one was originally 3D printed. Somebody 3D printed it. I bought this from a guy from a Star Wars collectors group that I'm part of. This guy he's doing casts of some different helmets, and he was like, "Anybody want to buy some? I'm trying to make sure that I have enough money to send my daughter for a graduation trip and all this stuff." And I was like, "That's a good cause. I'll spend some money." So I bought this, and this is the Senate guard from the first couple movies or whatever. But I always liked the design, and I always thought it just didn't get its due, and it's like the homage to what would later become the Crimson Guard and stuff. So I bought one, and I can't wait to finish it, and it's going to be awesome.
So cool.
So that's a fun one. I do have something 3D printed, and it's in the spirit of the show we are about to talk about. The good old...
The Mask of Loki.
Nice.
The other
nice.
Loki, the one Loki variant we didn't see.
That's right.
Oh.
Yet.
But
Oh my
this was
god,
3D
yes.
printed. I
Jim
3D
Carrey
printed this
comes
one
into the
just a little while
MCU
ago.
as a Loki variant.
Yes, that would be so cool.
Speculate later.
Wait.
Eric, what's up?
Wait,
Those are my
I
young-
have a question. So the show that you're talking about, Warrior, how can people watch it? Where can you find it?
Eric, what's the
Is it
actual?
show? No,
Where can you find it in
It's
Canada?
Yeah, it's HBO.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is it only American?
It's on HBO Max in the States, so it's on Crave here.
No. Oh, okay.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where it is. Yeah.
Oh,
But if
sorry,
you,
guys.
If you can find it. I'm sure you can
it's all
find it
Chris's fault.
somewhere.
I'm sure there are servers and friends
There are
in this
servers.
chat that might have it.
We're gonna hold Chris against his will until he streams it for us.
Well, have fun
Yeah.
trying to find me.
Texas.
Texas is big, but big, Chris.
Houston.
Oh, hey, you live in Houston, but where in Houston? It's a big city.
Yeah.
I'll just go
Eric,
door to
what's
door, Chris. Just keep on going door to door in Houston, Chris.
What's good with me, Dave, or Ark, or Uncle Dave? I don't know which one you're going by.
Dave.
It's usually Uncle Dave to the knee-high people. But
Unky Dave. I guess. What was the last time I was on? 4 weeks ago. I had a baby 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
so that was good.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's
Who
nice.
got to see that baby in person?
You did. I was gonna say that was also good, as I got to see people. That was
man.
nice. It was nice seeing you, man. It was awesome. Like just
It
randomly.
was so good to see you guys. I can't believe how Liara is just adorable and getting so big.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But yeah,
Katiri's gonna be taller than me in like a year.
for sure, man.
Oh,
For
my
it's
sure.
not hard.
No, it's not hard, but I'm just saying. She'll get that from her mom's side. Also, what else is good is I've been playing a lot of Graveyard Keeper, which is a really fun, like, Stardew Valley type game on Steam. And last night I watched the movie that I wasn't sure if it was going to be good, but I like the cast and I like the writer. It's called How It Ends. It's sort of this.
Oh, yeah. I just saw that yesterday or something.
The trailer for it?
No, yeah. I saw it. Like it popped up as a movie to watch.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. The writer was Zoe Lister-Jones, who's from Life in Pieces, and the cast is incredible. It has her, it has Kaylee Spenny, it has Tawny Newsome, Finn Wolfhard, Nick Kroll, Bobby Lee.
Nick
Like,
Kroll is
Hey,
way
Bobby
too
Lee.
good an actor
Yeah.
for how funny he is.
The movie is amazing. It's about the last day on Earth. Like there's this meteor coming in to blow everything up, and she's just the main character, who's played by Zoe Lister-Jones. She sort of goes through her day with a younger version of herself and just tries to, go through personal things, and it's a wonderful movie. Bradley Whitford plays her dad. Man, it's such a good movie.
Bradley Whitford.
Yeah.
What's it called?
How It Ends.
How it ends.
How it ends. Okay.
Yeah, check it out.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh man, I love Bobby Lee. Oh, I
Isn't there
love
like
Bobby.
a
Oh, so do I.
there's
Tiger
a movie
Belly.
with Bruce Willis where actually he finds his younger self and like tries to make him. I don't know. It's something weird.
He's talking about Looper.
Oh, Looper.
No, that's not that one. It's a different one. It's like
You're talking
also that's what okay.
about
No,
12 Monkeys?
no, it's is it Bruce Willis? I don't know. It's somebody that used to
How
have
many
hair.
times can we send Bruce Willis back in time?
Too many times.
No more than 3 times.
Until he gets his hairline, back.
Actually, every time he goes back, his hair gets thinner.
Is that what happened? That makes sense. We made him bald. Well, not us, but Hollywood did.
Yeah.
Damn Hollywood making him bald.
Well, could you imagine Bruce Willis with hair? No, that's wrong.
No,
can.
that's
That's
wrong.
good.
Yeah.
He's
With
been
like
dyed
long
already, his
hair?
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
really long and
Oh.
curly.
Well,
No,
like
thank
metal.
God for Bruce Willis.
Wasn't there a
Trying to say
movie where
something.
he wore a bunch of wigs and he looked really weird with like a long-haired one? What was that movie? Jackal?
Oh, that was
Right.
Looper. You're still talking about
No,
Looper.
no, like well,
No,
the
Fifth
actual,
Element?
yes, I am. But
No, he doesn't
wasn't
wear
he
a
the
wig
guy
in
in
Fifth Element.
Jackal?
We just watched Fifth Element.
Yeah, he was in Jackal, wasn't he?
Oh, you're right. The
Yeah,
He didn't wear a
Jackal.
wig
Yeah, I
in
mean,
Fifth Element. No.
I haven't seen it.
They put a
Jackal-
wig,
Jackal-
Jackal's a great
old.
movie.
yeah,
It's
it's
good, though,
old.
yeah.
But they put like some weird wig on him, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. He plays like Carlos the Jackal. He's a hitman for hire, and that it's
Yeah.
really loosely based on the real guy in that. In fact, it's not even based on him at all. But it's a pretty decent little action movie.
I'll figure it out. The Jackal?
Yeah.
Jackal.
Yeah.
Wonder if it's an HBO Max. I'll find out. Oh, you guys won't be able to
You
find
find
it,
out
though.
for us.
I got
Good time.
I guess.
But in the meantime, Chris, tell me what's good.
So I am actually been kind of like slack on video games. We have Blake covering for that on our like Twitch channel. I've been really into this band, which I posted numerous times in Basics Discord. This band called Seven Spires. They just released the newest song and video for their newest album today. And if you guys, I don't who's like a metalhead in here. I know Basics sort of a metalhead.
I love
What's up? Right here.
I love metal.
Okay, cool.
I listen to a variety of stuff, so metal falls in there somewhere.
Okay, cool. You know this band? I'm gonna fuck this name up. I always do. Amaranth. Is,
Amaranth.
Yeah, I know what you're
Mhm.
talking about. Yeah.
so it sounds just like something from them, but Spires is known to make a very symphonic kind of black and death metal-y band. But they pulled this shit out, and it's so catchy. I'm more like the technical stuff. I love prog, but it's a really fun song. My friend actually was in the music video. And she's the person that got me into it. She's like, hey, guess what? She's like, guess what? I'm like, what? I'm in this music video. And it's one of those things where, like, Dave was like, hey, Chris, this is bro on Twitch. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. And then it's like a year later, she's like, hey, Chris, my music video came. I'm like, oh, fuck. I forgot about this. But, like, she's in it. I've actually, since I discovered this band, I probably have not gone a day without listening to at least one of their songs. They're very Arch Enemy sounding, very Flesh God Public sounding, they have a lot of Camelot stuff. These kids are all my age. And they all went to Berkeley, and like the fact that you can see people my age just like ripping this talent out, it's like holy fuck. So like, and they're doing like the whole new era of like power metal. So like, I'm a big music nerd. So I'm like, it's cool seeing people like bring up the next generation of like power metal and symphonic metal, and I'm like, so that's what I've been doing a lot. And then also I decided to play The Witcher 3 again because I have no life. So
Yeah.
woo.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
I
You
played
said
it
you're
twice
slacking
already.
on video games. You're playing like the longest video
It's a
game.
long
I've
game.
played it
Yeah, I
twice
didn't even
already.
finish it yet.
I finished
I've
it twice.
never played a Witcher game for more than 20 minutes.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't play this the other day too. I think you told me this.
Yeah, I've never really got through it.
I just
Um,
installed Thronebreaker, that Witcher game, but
Ooh.
is it not good? I got it for like
I don't know
$4.
what it
It's
is.
like an RTS.
I didn't even know they had that. I don't know what that is.
It's like
It
a card
is
game.
A
Right?
role-playing video game. It is a spin-off of The Witcher and acts as a standalone single-player component for Gwent.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
I suck at Gwent.
Oh.
But I
Playing Crusader
all
Kings has
suck
taught me
at
that
Gwent.
Gwent is actually a county in Wales.
Huh.
That's probably where they
Now-
got
you
that.
should know.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Do,
More you know.
do, do, do.
Witch, what's good? What's going on?
Okay, so I know we're gonna talk about the show, but I feel like we all think that's good, so we're gonna talk
Yes,
about it.
that's why we're here.
But I okay, so I don't know if anyone else watches anime in this podcast,
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
it's not
It's
even
not
new.
me.
It's not new, but it's good. And the final season's gonna be airing in the winter 2022, and it's Attack on Titan. I'm obsessed
fuck.
with it. I just finished it. I just read the manga as well, and I'm completely caught up in the series. And they have a spin-off manga which is made by some of the same artists that were a part of the Attack on Titan original manga, which is Before the Fall. So I don't know how much everyone knows about this anime. I'm not going to spoil anything because you really have to pay attention to it to understand everything. And if someone spoils just one little thing, it ruins the entire like feeling of watching this show or reading it. So but basically it's before the wall that they're setting. The setting is like in these walls, and there's like these giant beasts that like they're like human like, and they break down the wall and like threaten humanity, the fate of humanity. So this manga is called Before the Fall, so it sets before that. So like I think it's like 15, maybe like 100 years before that. I'm not too sure. I think it's 15, but it could be 100. I get those numbers mixed up. But
it's one or the other.
Yeah, it's a completely different story with completely different people, but written kind of similar as the original series. And I've been reading that on my way to work in the morning, and it's been pretty interesting. I don't want to spoil it because I don't want to ruin it.
Nice.
But it's really good, and they're for those of you who don't know, they have the anime up to season 4. Season 4 is the last season. They have part 1, kind of like how they're doing it with Loki, where they're putting it in part 1, part 2. I kind of hate that because it leaves you on a cliffhanger, and then you're just like wanting more. You're like, no.
That was actually great that night. Like we watched episode 6.
I was like, that's it.
And then you're like, the next episode, please. That's the end of the
like,
season. That's all there is. No, where's the next episode?
Another.
Have you guys ever watched Invincible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
I've
God.
heard
Every
things
episode was a
about that.
cliffhanger. I was like, I hate this show so much. Just get the big plot point, please, and just start a new episode as it's fresh. But I mean, I gotta admit, dude, J.K. Simmons, his voice acting credits are amazing. He was Tenzin in Legend of Korra, and him being Omni-Man, it's just, this guy can do anything. You guys ever seen Whiplash, the
Yep.
drum movie?
Yeah.
He's so good.
He's good at everything. Yeah, he's amazing.
He really is.
Yeah.
I just watched Burn After Reading for some reason, and the end of that movie was just like,
Oh,
who
I
gives a
love
shit?
that movie.
It's so bad, but so good.
I haven't seen
So
it.
nothing.
I need to.
It's maybe one of the Coen brothers' worst films, but it's somehow still very good.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Coen Brothers film.
Yeah, I mean, it's shot incredibly well. It's just whether or not you give a shit about anything that happens in the movie at the end. It's kind of like Lost. None of it matters.
Hey, all of Lost matters.
They they said that in that show.
I love Lost.
That's what pissed me off. It's like, I watched 6 seasons or whatever, your stupid show, and then you said,
8.
it didn't matter.
Which I've only seen the first 2 seasons of Attack on Titan, but my friends have said don't watch the live action movie. Agree?
No, don't watch the action movie. Also,
That's like-
I'm trying to get Ark into Attack on Titan because he's not
Right.
really an anime person, but I'm trying to like get him into Attack on Titan because I think out of all anime, he would like that the most.
I could
And
see
he
that.
mentioned the first thing he mentioned was the live action movie, and I was like, no, please don't, just don't even.
Because I know the
even.
reputation. I was like, I should watch
It's
this.
terrible.
I should watch it. And everybody will be mad at me.
Has there really been any
I've
like
watched
anime
the-
that's been adapted really well to a live action?
No.
Like I was a
Each one
huge
was
Dragon Ball
okay.
fan and Dragon Ball Z fan.
I'm going to
and
watch the
all of a sudden
live
that movie
action
came out
Death
and I just
Note,
screamed.
and I'm going to watch the live action Attack on Titan, and
No.
I'm going to watch the
Oh,
live
you're-
action Dragon Ball.
I
you hate you.
know.
And I'm going to
No.
hate them.
No.
I actually
Revolution was all.
Okay, I think so. There's like shonen, which is like the fighting anime,
There's my
and then there's shoujo, which is like high school drama kind of anime. I think the anime that adapts well into live action is like the dramas, because then you're kind of getting a J drama out of it, like a Japanese drama, or like some of them like a Korean. I don't know if anyone is familiar with Korean dramas, but they tend to be very good. They're really dramatic, like over the top dramatic, which makes them hilarious, but also very serious. And I feel like there are some animes out there that are like setting in like a high school drama, like shoujo setting, and those actually do well, I personally think, as like an adaptation. But things that have like mystical creatures like dragons and like beasts, I don't think they adapt very well live action, because you can't get that like CGI out of it.
You not seen
I-
Godzilla?
That's not
Okay,
That's
I mean,
amazing.
I feel like, yeah.
Marcus, I have two that are actually good animes translated into live action. One is Initial
Okay, hit
D,
me.
which is a car racing
Oh.
live action movie, and also an
I have
anime.
not seen that. Okay, I have
The
not seen
second
that.
one, I've shown you so many trailers for this, and so you have to watch it. And the third movie's on Netflix right now. It's Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh yes, okay, yeah. You have brought that up many times, so yes, I will see that does look incredible. So
Yeah.
I trust your judgment, so I think that's probably going to be pretty good.
I sent you the first 2 movies, I think. I meant
Yeah, I have to watch them.
yeah.
I did like Batman Ninja. That's an anime.
Batman Ninja.
But that's not what we're talking about.
Initial D is a really good classic anime, though. For those of you who want to watch, like, I think it was like created in the 80s. I want to say, like,
I feel like
late
that's
80s?
right. Yeah.
What is the premise there? Like what
It's like
is
a
it?
racing. It's like they race. It's like a racing anime. And
It's
they
Tokyo
have, like,
Drift.
It's Tokyo Drift. Yeah.
With Vin Diesel.
Like, are we talking? Is this better Speed Racer? Like,
I was just
No,
gonna say,
it's more
Sean, I watched
realistic.
Speed Racer.
More realistic-ish. I'm gonna air quotes that because it's still anime.
It's still anime, but it's good.
I feel like Ark would like Bleach. Do you like swords?
I like realistic swords.
Okay, you like Bleach. That's pretty realistic.
Bleach.
Yeah, Bleach is realistic.
I mean, they kind of go to like another universe. I don't know.
That doesn't matter.
It's real enough.
That's realistic.
You can break the
Aliens.
space-time continuum,
Kinda-
but if you use a sword wrong in a movie, that will piss me off.
For real? Oh, damn.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd like Bleach then.
I'd rather see something that's implausible than something that is just like.
You should
not
watch Food
researched
Wars.
well.
Well, I love
Yes,
Food Wars.
I love
What?
Food Wars.
What if I
Those
watch
are the
Goblins
boobs.
play? I actually, you know what we should do? We should just do a whole anime podcast where everybody just tries to convince me to watch an anime, and then in the end, I just watch one of them.
Here, I got you. I'll give
Okay.
you $5 to watch Dragon Ball Z. There you go.
I've seen some of Dragon Ball.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
I feel like he must have seen it like growing up at
Yeah.
some point on TV.
Yeah. I watched
Dragon Ball
all of
Z.
the original Dragon Ball,
I have not.
and
Okay.
then mostly stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sailor Moon Crystal's on Netflix, so you can watch that. And it's
You
wonderful.
should
have
watch
seen
Samurai
some-
Pizza Cats.
Oh, Samurai Pizza Cats.
I love
That's not,
Samurai
that's not an
Pizza Cats.
anime.
That's not true.
It's kind
close
of a
enough.
cartoon. I don't.
All right, well, my what's good is I went fucking tubing yesterday. We drove out to Paris and went down the Grand
France?
River, and I got some
Tubing?
dope sunburns.
Whoa! Did you not wear sunscreen?
I wore sunscreen. Yeah, but you don't really put a lot of sunscreen on your hands usually.
That's where you put the sunscreen first.
Put it.
No, oh right, this is how you put on sunscreen. Right?
Yeah, that's
Put
what
the
you
back
do.
of your hands. No, I wore a long sleeve
you gotta
shirt,
finish
so
with
like
this.
my hand, like just my hands are messed up, and I wore a hat, so my head's fine, and then like the front of my legs, like my shins are super burnt, and that's it.
Wait,
You
For a long
you have
sleeve
that
shirt,
line-
isn't it?
And
the
Summer?
line going across? Like, do you have that tan line?
Yeah,
going?
yeah, that's a. Well, let me take off my watch and I'll show you how bad it really is. Like,
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah.
Damn, dude, you're like-
That's funny.
we afterwards we went to. I haven't been to a restaurant in 2 years.
Yeah.
So we went to a nice sports bar, and my friends were very excited because it was all you can eat wings, and they each ate 4 pounds.
Yep.
And I had
That's
it. I was like, "I'll be good."
That's a
I
lot of
had
wings.
a little-
God
I
damn.
had a little chicken. I had a little
Is
piece of
it?
chicken, and then some asparagus.
It's 8 wings a
hungry.
pound.
Man.
So
No, Eric. These were big wings. These were
Oh.
bigger than normal. And it was, by the way, it was only $22 for all you can eat wings. It was really cheap.
It's really good.
That's really, and it was on a Sunday. Like Sundays, you don't get all you can eat anyway.
That's when you praise Jesus.
stop me
on
when
Sundays.
it's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, Eric, they were like,
Just keeps going.
Is it girthy? What's going on?
it was, yeah, they were
Shokugeki.
very girthy.
There was a place
Lot of
in Hamilton that used to do turkey wings, like deep fried
That
turkey.
sounds
wings.
nice.
I
There's
don't
a
remember.
place in,
That sounds
in
good.
Burlington, Oakville
Where was
area,
that?
the Fire Hall. They do it. They do turkey wings.
I don't remember my time in Hamilton, Hawk.
I don't
Eric
blame
was
you.
doing a lot of
Just a blur.
Blocked it out like
Adults.
a bad memory.
medicine.
There was a lot of medicine then. Yeah.
There's a lot of now legal CBD oils and
Yes.
Anyway, forget all that. Let's move on.
It's already forgotten.
Actually, I love everybody seems really excited about stuff, which is great. I love that.
I'm always
But
excited.
everybody, oh yes, oh fuck, I forgot. I'm gonna do the news. I'm gonna run through real quick.
the
There's some
news.
I'm
News?
gonna be. We got a new Dune trailer, which I'm super excited about.
It looks
I don't
awesome.
know if anybody else-
Fantastic.
Yep.
I haven't
They-
seen it yet.
They also released 2 tracks from the soundtrack.
It's so good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
When are we getting that show?
We got
October.
a Dead Space remake coming in. I think some people will be excited by that. I'm not because it doesn't have the original
I
creator.
love Dead Space.
Me too.
It's
but
great.
So, like,
I don't need to
But-
replay the first game though.
I love almost shitting my pants from fear.
Yeah.
I love that game so much.
It's good for streams.
On a way more, I really want to mention this. On a way more serious note, Activision Blizzard was slapped with a lawsuit from the Department of Employment and Housing in California in regards to their treatment of female employees. It's really serious. It's a huge matter. There's a lot of sexual harassment. One person actually killed themselves.
Oh fuck!
Because of this treatment.
That got dark real quick.
Yeah,
Holy.
it's fucking awful. And I mention it because that's a huge company, and this could have a huge impact on video games in the United States, maybe
In the future,
North
yeah.
America. Yeah. And I mean, hopefully we'll see some change for the better because there's a lot of bad workplace culture in North America, and
there is
in writing it
In the world, there's a lot of like secondary companies that used to work with Activision that put out statements because of all of that.
Yeah.
Like
There's been
Bungie
a
was
lot.
one of them.
1,000 Blizzard Activision employees said, "Hey." They just put out a statement saying they don't even like the company's reaction to the lawsuit. They're unhappy with that. And then let's move to something a little more positive. Snake Eyes comes out this Friday. Actually, sorry, Snake Eyes
last week?
last Friday.
Yeah, last Friday.
G.I. Joe Snake Eyes, which I can't wait to see. This Friday, the Green Knight comes out. I think everybody's pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Not Dev. I was gonna say Dev Patel. It's not Dev Patel. That's super bad. I can't remember his name right now. But that's the guy who directed The Witch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie. And the Friday after that, we get The Suicide Squad.
It is Dev Patel who's the Green Knight.
It is?
Wait.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That was right.
Yeah.
It is.
Suicide Squad is making another movie?
Yeah, James
Yeah,
Gunn,
where
who
he
did
did.
Guardians of the Galaxy, is doing this one.
How does everyone feel about that?
I'm excited for it. But
James
it looks
Gunn is
good.
amazing.
Very excited to see it.
Yeah. Which we should watch.
He
Slither.
seems to have, like he
Slither?
seems to have captured like the spirit of the original comics, and especially in his selection of casts of villains in it. He just goes deep.
So is
Polka dot man.
a complete remake, or is it based off of the first movie?
There are some people
It's a
from the first one.
continuation.
Margot Robbie's back as Harley Quinn.
I love Margot Robbie.
Joel
Can I just
Kinnaman's
say
back
it?
as Randall.
I do too.
Is it Randall Flagg?
Yeah.
Rick Flag.
Rick Flag.
Yeah, Rick
No,
Flag.
Randall Flag is the stand.
Rick
Is-
Flag.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
Jay
A show we
Courtney's
never
also
talked
back,
about.
right? Like Jay Courtney's also back as Captain Boomerang, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Jai Courtney. Yeah.
He was actually pretty good as Captain. I'm not gonna lie. Like he actually kind of embodied the essence of.
It's his best role.
sarcastic
His
asshole he
best
is.
role. Because he's Australian.
Is John McClane's son?
Dude,
Is
okay,
Will
no,
Smith
that
gonna
was
be
so
in
bad.
it?
No,
No, Idris Elba.
No, Idris Elba is going to be playing a different character in the movie.
a
Well,
different but similar assassin type character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Leto's
He
still
fills
going to
the
be
role,
involved.
I
I think
hope.
Leto's still
And-
be involved with this one.
I hope
And
not.
Nathan Fillion.
Yes, Nathan Fillion's superpower is he can detach his arms.
I'm pretty sure the best
Such an Inspector Gadget thing.
the best
That's
casting in that movie is Sylvester Stallone as King Shark. Like that's
Oh, that's right. That's
amazing.
who he is.
So far, that's what it
True.
kind of seems like. It seems pretty good. I feel like he's going to steal the movie.
Yeah.
Like, Vin Diesel with Groot.
Yeah.
Just say like 3 words.
Yeah.
I am King Shark, Shark. And that's what I was going to say the entire movie. Great.
Yep.
Oh,
Alright,
Dave.
enough about DC.
Dave,
Enough about DC.
the Green Knight's director David Lowery did a ghost story, not Witch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Witch is a very good film, though. You should watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
How have I not
It's
seen a movie called The Witch? How have I not seen that?
It's so good.
Is it a horror? It's a horror?
It is.
Sort of.
It's a horror, but it's a very subtle horror movie.
it's so good.
It just keeps you in its
Like a
grasp
thriller?
the entire time.
Yeah.
We'll watch it. I'll send you
Okay.
a thing for it.
It's also kind of a
Okay.
slow burn, but it's better than
Yeah.
Hereditary, in my opinion.
very slow
Hereditary
burn.
was it was a slow burn, and Midsommar was also a slow burn, and I hate it. I'm sorry.
Oh, right. He did Midsummer. I hated Midsummer.
Was that?
Midsommar was
I love it.
I kind of liked Midsummer. It was different than what I'm
I
used
liked
to
it too.
seeing.
If you like
Okay,
Midsummer,
thank you.
you'll
I don't.
love
It got a lot of bad reviews, but I
Probably
actually
like
thought.
The Witch if you like
Yeah, I guess the way that they portrayed it, I guess a lot of people didn't like how they I don't know, directed it. I guess I don't know.
It's the process of how it progresses.
The
It's
process,
really
yeah.
slow.
I like
Like-
slow burns though.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
like slow burns.
I just hate the story.
Its
to be
main
honest.
its main complaint is that people said he's just doing his own version of the Wicker Man, the movie,
Yeah.
the 70s version of it, and that. But it has a lot more to it than just
It
that.
really did need a not the bees moment if you think about it.
Yeah, one of my other co-hosts, Kyle. Kyle loves Midsummer, and he's like, Chris. I'm like, no, Kyle. I don't sit down and watch it 3 different times. I had I couldn't watch it in one go because I got so fucking bored. I was like, Kyle, it needs to be fast. I have ADHD. If it lasts more than 20 seconds and no one dies or doesn't happen,
No.
I'm gonna be like, fuck this shit. Honestly, Hereditary was better, but Midsummer, I was like,
Some people die very early in that
Yeah,
movie.
like it
I mean,
was
yeah,
less
yeah,
like
he kills
20
her
minutes, like
parents.
15 minutes in the movie.
Yeah.
But
It was
okay,
pretty-
I think we all can agree none of us probably ever want to do drugs in Europe after watching that movie.
I'll do it.
I still do.
I still do.
I'm gonna go with Hawk. Let's go Hawk to Europe.
They're not like college students anymore, you know? Like
Yeah.
they're going to be doing the burning, not the other way around.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to Loki.
Yeah, Loki.
That's why I've
Loki.
assembled this crack team. Loki is the latest Disney Plus series in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which just wrapped 2 weeks ago, actually. Loki stars Tom Hiddleston as the titular trickster god, as well as Gugu Mbatha Raw, Sophia DiMartino, Owen Wilson, Wunmi Mosaku, and Tara Strong. I'm just going to straight out and say it. This is like my favorite thing Marvel Studios has done.
Agreed.
It's so good. It
Yeah.
just blends everything I love about sci-fi and like Norse mythology. And I thought the writing was great, directing was great, but we'll get, so I think the best thing to probably do is just go around like what everybody's favorite moments were, because we can't just like run through the whole show.
I have a
I
question.
mean, it's good.
What's up?
So, like, if you make out with a variant of yourself, does that mean
it's not
the same thing? Okay,
It's not. No.
it's not. Okay, so people told me it's the same, but it's not. Okay,
Well,
cool.
it's different. First of all, they're not from
They're
the
not
same
cl-
universe
That's
at
what
all.
I told them, but they're like,
They're
no,
not
it's the same thing.
clones.
Yeah. It's
No,
like,
they're not genetically linked at all.
yeah.
See, that's what I said, but everyone's like, no. I'm like, well, fuck. Apparently, Canadians are smarter than Americans, because we're like, no, you're definitely fucking yourself. But they're like, no, you guys, like, they're
You
not
just
the
know
same
more about
fucking
frost
person.
giants.
Oh, okay, that makes sense too. Like, that was my big question. I was like, is it? I'm gonna ask these guys, so they probably know. Yeah, so, okay, my question has been answered. So yeah, woo.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, it's not. If you meet have you ever seen The One with Jet Li?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Just instead of making out with that version, if you kill it, you get more powerful.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Now I know what to do now.
But to each their own. Some people
That's
want to
true.
say make love, not war. We're definitely going to spoil stuff. So if you haven't watched Loki, just pause or whatever. Just go watch Loki. If you
Spoiler.
made it this far, you probably should just watch Loki. Like, there's no
Yeah.
Just fucking
There's
do
no
it.
excuse. And
because if you listen to everything we say, you're gonna want to watch Loki. So you might as well just go watch Loki.
it
then
won't
come
be
back.
as good as watching it. Like what
Yeah,
we say
like-
is not going to do it justice
Yeah,
at
don't
all.
let us spoil it for you.
They're gonna fuck
I
it up
think
for you guys.
whatever we say, it's going to be so much better than that.
Yeah. Like,
It really is.
I don't know if you can hype this show enough. It's very good.
So who's going first?
Who wants to go first? Does anybody want to go first? Is anybody
Yeah,
dying to
fuck
say
yeah, I'll go
anything?
first.
All right.
Jonathan Majors as He Who Remains.
Oh,
Was so good. And I wasn't
So
sure
good.
how he would, because he was such a good actor on
Lovecraft?
Lovecraft County.
I gotta watch that.
So I didn't know how he
So
was going to
good.
portray this character. Like he's been cast as Kang the Conqueror for like ages now, because he's going to be in the next Ant-Man movie. But seeing him like play that man behind the curtain was so well done, and everything he said was so expertly like crafted to these two characters, to the two Lokis, that it looked like a blast. And I know as soon as we see him again on screen, it's going to be a totally different character, and it's just going to blow our socks off.
Blow our socks.
Off. I'm tired. I don't sleep because I have a baby.
I don't sleep by choice.
You want some of this rifle, my guy?
I have my
I
own
wish.
baby, therefore I don't sleep.
Is that's your
Yeah, I love
It's
like especially that last scene when he reaches that nexus point and he doesn't know what's happening afterwards, and that
Oh my
revelation.
God.
Oh,
Before he just drops the pencil or something. I don't know what he does, but it's just like
It was
he-
it was the turn. Like his facial expression just changed
So good.
instantly, and that to confusion, and
he gave you
a certain
all
little
the
elation
information.
was in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you got all the information you needed from like a few short stares and like blank moments, and you're like, oh my God, I get it. I know exactly what's happening. Oh,
Yeah.
Did you see that video
Oh,
on
so good.
the internet where they synced up the last episode
Yes.
of WandaVision and this one?
Yes.
And when she becomes the Scarlet Witch is when he when
It
that
syncs
moment
up.
happens. It syncs perfectly. Like the same time code.
I saw that. I was like, "Fuck! This makes too much sense for it not to be fucking true."
Yeah. You know they did
He's
that.
like,
on
oh, he's
purpose.
like,
I suspect though, if we watch all the Marvel things at the same time, we're gonna find some.
Just let us have this, Dave. Just let us have this.
No, it can't all be a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. It's not happening. That's not
Mephisto, confirmed.
The amount of work that would have to go into that is astronomical.
I
So,
don't wanna
like
do it.
that specific thing for two different TV shows would be way more work than just doing the entire MCU.
Yeah,
I think they're
they
going
did
to
in post.
continue with it, though. I think they're going to keep doing that kind of like theme where everything is connecting to like Thanos, right? Too. It all connects to that point.
Yeah, it's all going to lead into all these different versions of
Kang
Kang.
and the
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
potentially.
That's always
um,
been Marvel's biggest strength with the movies is they never
They're
leave
good at
anything on the
interconnecting.
table in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
I
guys
mean,
hear
look, look how surprised we were with the Shang-Chi trailer and that, and seeing the Abomination in that. That was like the lowest scoring, lowest earning Marvel movie, but it's like bring him back, you know? Because
Was it
Because
worse than Dark World?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, Dark World made money in that.
I own
Incredible
the Dark
Hulk just
World.
scraped
I
by.
don't own the Incredible Hulk.
I like that one. You
I
can see
don't-
Hamilton and Toronto in the movie
Yeah.
in one
I
shot.
used to walk by that film set every day. I worked not far from there. I would walk by it every day and watch. Oh, they're destroying my city. Great.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm obligated to like any movie filmed here.
Actually, Tom Hiddleston films a couple of things. My sister-in-law met Tom Hiddleston when he was filming
I'm so
Crimson
jealous.
Peak?
Crimson Peak.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
jealous.
Yeah, they were filming
that's
on the mountain
awesome.
here.
Awesome.
Who wants to go next?
I can pop in with something.
Yeah,
here.
Shouse, let's go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring up the special effects and the and just the cinematic quality, like the feature film quality special effects that we're seeing these episodes. Like, you know, if you have a nice TV and you can, you know, turn down the lights and just like, especially some of the sequences, like when Loki and
Sylvie?
Sylvie were having their Nexus moment where the whole world was crashing around them and exploding around them. Like that looked gorgeous. It looked gorgeous. Like it almost like you want that to be the background on your computer or something, right? It was so beautiful. And then the sequence with the timeline sort of circling around the asteroid from that last episode.
Yeah.
Like it
So
just
good.
it looked amazing. And they put like usually like in the past, if you want to see really, really good special effects, that's for the movie theater, right? And you see like lower budget stuff on TV, but now it all just blends together and you can see everything on TV, like it's just as good as you'd see it in the movies on these TV shows.
Well, they
I have
have
a
the same
question.
budgets now.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like, do you think the reason that they made like WandaVision and Loki so such a high quality and such a high budget is because of the pandemic and because like they know that not so many people are going to be in theaters or
No, I definitely think what they're doing is they are covering their asses here. Basically, they knew that they needed to get certain information out to us. They decided they were going to do that through the medium of television series or these small little series. But I'm pretty sure they were smart enough to realize that if they come in with a weak representation of these stories, it's lost. It's gone.
Yeah.
So they had to come in strong, just as strong as they do with the movies, especially if you're you can't bring in Tom Hiddleston into a Loki TV series and give us shitty quality.
Yeah.
It's just
that's
not gonna
true.
work.
That's
Like,
true.
like a
Yeah.
30-minute episode on Friday nights on ABC.
Yeah, like you just can't do it. So I think because also, House of Mouse there has so much money and so much power that, if for them to not go big would have just been stupid. It would have just been really bad and would have looked really bad on them and their brand. And right now their whole thing is to build their new acquired brands to such a level that you have no power, you have no chance but to fall into it like a black hole.
Yeah.
I would be
plus-
surprised if we would see potential theatrical releases because Loki is 4 hours.
Yeah.
So you could do that in theaters conceivably.
Yeah, but this was also built so that they could sell Disney Plus subscriptions. Really, I think all of
They
these
want to
longer
control the
series-
channel,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
They don't want to leave any
Come on.
pieces of money for Cineplex.
And you don't want people
Yeah.
to come in and out just for the Mandalorian, right? So you have to have all these long series in between. And
That's
it's
very
smart
true.
of them to do Marvel,
like-
Star
But
Wars,
I mean, they
and
have-
everything.
They still have Zack and Cody on Disney Plus. That's still a big thing. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I mean, I grew up with that shit. That's me though.
Yeah, but that
Most
doesn't
style.
attract people in their 40s, Chris.
I
No,
mean,
definitely
I
the
can say a
Mandalorian
joke right now,
fucking
but I'm not gonna
does.
say it.
Let me tell you, everybody I know who's 40 fucking loves the Mandalorian.
Yeah, we
I
do.
feel like I feel like that's why Disney Plus is like, I didn't even want Disney Plus until I heard about Mandalorian and like WandaVision and Loki. Those 3 things alone, I'm like, okay, I'll get a subscription.
Fuck yeah.
Here, just take my fucking money and let me watch my fucking TV show.
Yeah,
God
just
damn
take
it.
my money, Disney.
I don't want to
It's
give
good.
Disney money, but I want to give Marvel money.
No. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
And Dave Filoni.
I also think
Yeah.
they actually gave like they have a pretty big budget for these TV series. Am I wrong? Because I mean it's Marvel.
It's
Oh, no,
probably
they're-
on par with a film.
Yeah, I mean
It
it is almost the exact same budget as the films. They're probably a little bit less, but not by much at all.
And special
They're
effects don't
huge.
cost as much as they did 20, 30 years ago. Special effects are much more cost efficient. You do everything on computers now, and the same artists that were doing the movie are doing the TV series.
And the longer your series runs for, you can like the TVA stuff gets reused, right? So anything involving the TV, like those effects can get reused. So you start, the value goes up, right? Whereas it's like, oh, we need like one huge shot in Avengers Endgame, and that's it. We're never going to use that shot again. Well, they do in some others, but like usually you just do it's a shot for a movie, and then that's it. You never get to use those assets again. And people could take 6 months, crafting these amazing shots.
So
this is all CGI right now too.
yeah. So for the budget, people are estimating WandaVision at around $225 million.
Oh,
Falcon
That's-
Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki, because they're smaller, there's less episodes. They were around $150 million for the series.
The first episode, Loki, was also the most watched thing on Disney Plus yet.
really?
Yeah.
More than
Unfortunately, it didn't-
WandaVision?
Yeah,
More
yeah.
than the Mandalorian.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Tom
more than
Oh.
everything. More than everything.
Everybody-
Tom Hiddleston-
Yeah, people were
Gay,
most excited about
straight,
this one.
asexual, everybody loves Tom Hiddleston.
Cartoons.
So,
He's
It's
wonderful.
Yeah. He's so
I would make
smooth.
out with him right now.
Yeah.
I would.
yeah, as the universe is dying, sure. As the timeline fades, okay, I will definitely make it with.
I'll make on my Red Bull fan.
That Doctor Who scene.
Oh, man.
Best Doctor Who show since
Since season 3.
I don't know whenever the 10th Doctor was, I don't know.
The season
David
2.
Season
Tennant.
two to-
David Tennant.
Yeah.
I don't want to go.
Oh God. And then Spider-Man said the same thing, and I was like, God damn it.
Oh,
Man, I rewatched, after Loki, I rewatched Infinity War and Endgame, and I was bawling like a child. Like I didn't do that in theaters, but I was like Spider-Man, like going. I was just like, man, that poor kid. Tony just wants the kid back.
Me, Marcus, and Hawk saw it together in the same theater.
Why can't Tony
all
start
crying.
Everybody
Just don't cry in front of our friends.
I gotta be strong. I can't do it right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
The one thing that broke me recently. Does anyone watch Supernatural? I don't think.
I haven't seen the last
for-
season yet.
Yeah, the last episode. I don't cry very often, but I'm like, damn.
God damn it.
15 years and
I
it's
haven't
like,
seen
fuck.
Yeah, I haven't seen the last season, but I heard I heard about the what is it, like they're doing like a prequel series
Yeah.
with like the parents and everything. But like Jared
don't need more
Padalecki had no idea. And
Yes,
it was,
we
like,
do.
broken on Twitter, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That's hilarious. Like, wait, what? Because Jared
Yeah.
Padalecki also
Jensen
was
Jensen
like,
Ackles is doing this himself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the other
Jared Padalecki.
Jared's what is he? Walker, Texas Ranger now.
Yeah, he's a Walker now. which
Jensen
I'm
Ackles is
surprised.
Batman right now, actually.
He is Batman. Was that
The Long
good?
Halloween, which I watched today.
And he's
Was it
also
good?
Soldier Boy.
Oh, he's
He
a
is.
Boy. That's right.
He will
Oh,
be
Soldier
on the
Boy.
new season of The Boys.
that's gonna be so good. I can't wait. Oh,
Dude, he got jacked for that role, guys. He worked the fuck. He got big.
Yeah.
is the Boys as good as everyone says
Yes.
it is?
So fucking
Yes,
good.
Yes.
Because I never like go with Amazon Prime like thinking that the shows are gonna be good.
They're all
That show
surprisingly
is-
good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every streaming service has their mixed bag of shows, and that ones that stand out, ones that don't. The Boys definitely stands out.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Right now for Netflix, it's Fear Street. I love Fear Street. It's so good. If you guys don't watch Fear Street yet, it's so good. But
I
we're talking about
watched the
Loki.
first one.
Of-
Yeah, let's get back to Loki.
Oh, right,
yeah.
yeah, Loki.
We'll talk about Fear
That's
Street
okay,
another
that's what I was
time.
gonna say.
What else, Dave? What other?
Well, I'm going to say Owen Wilson.
Owen
was,
Wilson.
So fucking good. I remember reading a comment
Wow.
on YouTube.
He
and
didn't.
someone went, I didn't even know that was Owen Wilson because he didn't have blonde hair. And I was like, what?
How do you not know that's Owen Wilson?
What?
That's the first thing I noticed about
Nose.
watching that,
Owen Wilson
that show.
has
Very
one of the
distinct
most
nose.
distinctive faces and voices.
It's his nose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
like
And
Did
the
a big one-
small lips.
yeah, he was so good. The scene where he's like, like you're not getting out of here, and then she just knocks him down and takes the baton from him. She goes, well, I guess I'm just back here again. Like just totally gives up.
yeah.
That's me.
Oh, so he was so good. I never thought in a million years we'd see Owen Wilson in the MCU.
In the Marvel
Yeah.
universe, like it's crazy.
And then
He's so good, and as
He's
Mobius.
maybe the best part of the. I mean, there's a lot of great parts, but
Nice.
for me, he might be the best part. And I know everybody's pissed because he doesn't have a jet ski yet.
Oh
season two.
yeah. By the end of Loki, he better get a jet ski.
Yeah, he really better get a jet ski.
Next season for Loki, they're going to introduce Ben Stiller as his partner. I'm calling it right now.
Oh my god!
I thought
You know how
actually we
fun that
might
would
get
be?
break
a
everything.
Vince Vaughn cameo at some point.
Dude, okay, how about why not both? Because he
Vince
does all
Vaughn
of
is a Loki variant.
that makes so much sense though. He's so good at bullshitting. He just every movie he's in, he just fucking talks himself out of a situation. He never shuts the fuck up like me, for example. He just keeps fucking talking. That's what he does.
It'd be great. Should we
I
tell
am-
the Avengers to put on the earmuffs?
I am so surprised that Owen Wilson didn't say "wow" at all in Loki.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna put a little Easter egg in there, just get him to do it once. No, not at all. He didn't, I don't think he was.
The director even said he's just like he will not say "wow" in this series. Like,
We're all waiting
on
for it.
Twitter. Exactly. Then you're just like, I don't believe you. Wow.
At all.
Shut up.
Like imagine when he gets what do you call it, like
He gets
beamed or whatever.
vaporized?
He gets
Wow.
vaporized, and that's what he says. Wow. And then
Or they just cut off the end of it. It's just what?
what?
Okay. Then here's my theory. It's the last shot of Loki. Everything's resolved.
Jet ski and
he's
wow.
on a jet ski, and then he's going to say "wow," and that's going to be the
Yeah.
end of the series.
Yeah.
And then Ben Stiller as the merman.
Oh no. That's not, no.
Oh, Ben Stiller's pretty jacked. He could be Namor. Ben Stiller could play an asshole.
Yeah, he could.
He's too
He
old.
could.
Ben Stiller could play Namor.
Dude, he played that one dude in Dodgeball who's a big asshole. So I mean, he's good.
Nobody makes.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine Namor? That's something Namor would say. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood,
That's very
except
true.
for Susan Storm.
That's actually very true.
I got one that
Yeah,
I
Marcus.
really I'm so excited about. Richard E. Grant as,
Oh my god!
as classic Loki was just the greatest thing. I just loved him, and that one moment where he's just like creating the entirety of Asgard, just showing up, was the coolest thing. And it also just kind of illustrated the point that I'm sure they're going to be kind of pushing in the future, that Lokis in general seem to have like a lot more power than they all realize or possibly know about, and it's just going to like get more and more intense and crazy. Like I can't wait to see. Like I feel like Tom Hiddleston's Loki will be like toe to toe with someone really powerful at some point, and it's going to be incredible. So like something like that just really got me excited.
The performances we got out of actors who appeared in one episode, they basically, it's like they prepared for a movie, but they're only in a 40-minute show, and they're maybe what's he on screen for 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20.
Yep, but it's
Just
glorious.
phenomenal.
I wonder how people who don't watch the show are gonna deal with the movies going forward, because the next
Very
Doctor
confused.
Strange movie has Loki showing up as
Yeah.
probably this one. So
And then
how
also
do you,
Scarlet Witch as well.
how will
I
people
don't
deal
think
with
there's any
that?
separation. I really don't think. I think if you're a fan of those movies, you're watching these shows. To be honest, or you're hearing about them, and certainly there's enough information out there for you to glean these. I don't think if you're a person who hasn't actually watched the show, you're not going to walk into a theater without at least knowing a little something.
I feel like they also make it in a way where you don't have to really necessarily watch everything. Like you're not forced to watch everything to know what's going on in the movies. Like it's cool for the hardcore fans that like get into the shows, see the movie, and then everything kind of like makes sense for them with watching the shows and the movie and how it adds up. But if you're just someone who really enjoys the movies and goes into the theater and just watches the movies, you don't feel like you're necessarily missing out on something really important.
Yeah,
They're kind of just like Easter eggs in a way. They're just like kind of there.
Or you'd be like me and just fucking read the wiki. because I'm dumb.
Just have Miss Minutes at the beginning of each movie explaining it.
Because honestly, that's all I gotta do. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go see this movie. Wiki, here we go. We're caught
When
up.
are we getting the Louise recap?
Oh
of the
my
Marvel
god.
Cinematic-
Okay, man, let me tell you something. This is really cool. Okay, so there's this guy. He's like, oh, there's things called the
Oh,
TVA.
no.
And, yeah, that's what we need. We need that shit in, like, we need a huge, full recap of the last, like,
An hour-long
10, 15
special.
years.
Oh my god.
I want
Yeah,
Louise
I
to
love
meet
that.
Casey from the TVA.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because then he can tell him what a fish is.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, man, what was the question again? What's a fish?
It's like
Oh,
this
yeah.
thing that
So anyway,
swims.
it's a fish. So my buddy Scott one time,
What'd
I
you guys
just watched
think
both
of
Ant-Man movies too.
What'd you guys
I've been
think
watching
of
Marvel.
Ravonna Renslayer? Because she's not really like her character in the comics.
I think she's menacing, and I think she does it really well.
I couldn't tell the entire time. I was just like, which is, probably a good call on them and doing this. But I was like, is she with it? Does she know what's going on? Does she hate them? Like, is she happy? She's like she was so confusing, and I was just like, I can't get a peg on this character. And then she's the only person where there's like no resolve at the end. She's like, I'm gonna go figure this out, and just disappears. And then there's nothing else. And I'm like,
So wasn't she? I guess
right.
she wasn't part of the plan, which is sort of weird. I thought she was in on it, but I guess
that's
not.
what I thought. And then by the end, it's just like, no.
Well,
and what was in that file that was given to her by Miss Minutes?
I have a theory about that, and that it's she's
Bunnies?
gonna go find him and let him know so he can be caught up.
Oh,
Because
okay, I see
Ravonna
what you mean.
Renslayer and a version of Kang are an item in the comics.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
she's gonna meet him, and who knows if they'll make them an item or whatever. But they're gonna be allies in some way. Like he's either gonna teach her, or she's gonna, like basically bring up a Kang to be a powerful villain of some kind. Like we don't know. She could show up in Ant-Man, right? Like we don't know if she's gonna be in anything else. We don't. Presumably she's in season 2, but they're gonna keep all that under wraps.
Yeah.
I couldn't see her not showing up in season 2. That'd be weird.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
There's no resolution there.
But I thought it was very menacing when she was just like, yeah, I'm just going to go find out, because she was very specific. She's like, only one person gets to decide. They have free will. And then she goes, I'm going to go find free will. I'm going to go find that person. That's what she was saying. So I'm going to go find the person with free
that
will.
Rush song, my guy.
And it sounds like she's not like interested in just finding that person. She wants to be the person with free will. Like she wants to be in charge.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of it. But,
It was neat because she had a sort of a mirror to Sylvie. Like Sylvie also wanted to be free of the TVA. So,
well, it's like the D&D law versus chaos.
Yeah.
Like that axis of just like these two things are always fighting, and they always will fight. So, and one can't hold out forever. So now we're going into the chaos side of Marvel.
yeah, I look forward to seeing where Sylvie goes from here, because her purpose was to break the TVA, and now that it's just a different version, like what's
broke
her
the cycle.
purpose? Yeah, I liked her a lot. I thought she was wonderful.
I was surprised.
Aside from like all the like amazing performers, actors, and characters that were in this show, I also like Shouse, you kind of touched on like just the beauty of it and like how gorgeous they made some of these scenes look, like the planet as it's blowing up and all that kind of stuff. It's gorgeous, but also I loved He Who Remains, like his kingdom, that little kingdom that they made. And I'm not sure if they meant for it to happen or like to be like that, but like the way it was all black with gold, like marbling throughout the whole thing, kind of made the whole thing feel broken and fractured.
Like the
I'm not
Japanese
sure-
art
Japanese
of
art,
fixing
yeah.
Potter.
Yeah. And I'm guessing that was like kind of their intention with it or something, because it's like it's coming to an end. It's all cracking, and like there's pieces of it literally floating like apart from everything, and then there's the broken statue and like all that kind of fractured, broken, and then like the breaking of timelines. Because I also noticed that in the scene where they're like zooming into the window as the timeline is actually splitting, the timeline splits in like that same kind of like fractured pattern, and it almost syncs up with the walls around it as they're zooming in and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. So like it was just kind of something that I thought was really cool. And again, I don't know if it was intentional or if it's something that I'm just looking into more, but if it's intentional and they're like coming up with these kind of thoughts and these kind of looks, like again, it just shows that they're taking a lot more care with these kind of approaches, as opposed to just like, here's another superhero with more superpowers, go for it.
It's crazy how much that domain looks like the Watcher's domain in the What
Watchers
If trailer.
even it also kind of like reminded me like similar to the Dormammu universe, that kind of thing.
Dark
and the dark dimensional kind of things. Like I just love that. I loved the way they also kind of got you caught up with the idea of the multiple universes. The way like they showed it all with visuals, and you kind of just got it. Like, you know, they showed the timeline, and then you saw the loop, and then it showed this universe, and then another one identical above it, and above it, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I know exactly what you're trying to tell me. Let's go forward. So cool.
Ryan Airy on Screen Rant. Yeah,
Screen Crush.
Screen Crush. They're very similar. Was talking about how a fourth dimensional being would see time sort of like a flat
circle.
So seeing those multiple dimensions like that as someone who can see through time is they did a wonderful job at that.
I'm reminded
everything was so very.
I worked with everything was so explaining like multi-dimensional, like the idea of like a multiverse, and they were like, "Nah, there's just one universe." And I was like, "Well, I mean, it's a theory." They're like, "No, there's only one universe." And I was like, "All right,
my bad. Sorry."
Sorry, I didn't know you were so offended by the.
Only one.
I didn't know. Okay, sorry, I cut you off.
There's just things he didn't want you to know.
That's true.
No, I just wanted to take the time to go back to episode 1 and talk about set design for that show and everything that went into that. Like so many references to great movies from the past. You know, we mentioned Brazil. There was something else I was thinking of. I can't remember.
Just Brazil.
Anyway, just just Brazil, maybe. But there's that look that goes with this kind of form of mindless bureaucracy and that, and they just captured it so well.
Well, it's the cinematography as well, right? Brazil was like, it's like that up angle. I don't know what you call it, but it's like the opposite of a Dutch angle, where it just kind of skews your perception of everything. And like, and the way like everything's like it makes you feel small, like the way the desk is up here, right? And he's like talking up at the person. He's, you know, is just please sign to verify this is everything you've ever said. What? And then the fingerprints, like, just. I like a celestial bureaucracy.
Yeah. I also liked when they were going.
Things bureaucracy is.
Sorry. Go ahead. I like when they were going through all of Loki's cases and showing like various times in our history where Loki showed up as like one of the.
Oh my god.
DB Cooper.
Cooper.
Yes.
I was hoping they would do more of that, but I'm not sad that they didn't.
Have you seen this? Like, because there's actually like a witness drawing of DB Cooper, and it kind of does look like Tom Hiddleston.
They showed it in it, right?
Yeah. You just put the right sunglasses on him. That's Tom Hiddleston.
Is he actually Loki in real life? It's not just playing his own character. He actually
Tom Hiddleston's a good enough actor that he could probably go back in time and be DB Cooper.
Honestly, yeah. I believe that.
Yeah.
Anything else that it stands out to anybody that they wanted to?
I just like the perspective of like episode 1 is like when you have like this Asgardian god and he's just like put in his place and he's like, well, I'm powerful. How dare you tell me what to do? I will just poof out of here. And he can't. And he's like in the room and they're like, okay, please sign that you have, this is all of the things that you've ever said from the beginning of your life. And he's like, what? And then it prints out. He's like, okay, and sign that. What do you mean? And sign that. So funny. It was so good.
The drawer full of Infinity Stones.
Yeah. I was like,
oh my God, that messed with my head.
They're just like, this is a paperweight. Oh, wait, what? It's like, yeah. Oh, okay, that's cool. The stones that can destroy the universes, you put your papers under. Cool. Makes sense, yeah. I just like how they kind of like, you know, they still made that version of Loki, the version of Loki we all know at the beginning of Infinity Wars, like, because he was still the version of Loki from Avengers, the very first one. So he's still this really kind of like, you know, narcissistic asshole who was also very sarcastic, but he's also funny. It's still lovable, right? And then like he still went on a different journey, and he still ended up the same place he would have ended up if he never went to the Time Bureau. So he was still the same person. He's like, and you feel like, I don't want power, I just want love. That's pretty much all he wants. Like, someone give me cuddles, please. I am angry. Give me love. I've been neglected.
It's being forced to be humble, right? Where he's like
forced to be like human almost too. Like he's like forced to like have like feel. I don't know. Like it's really interesting to see that he has he can like have feelings, even if it's of another version of him, like a variant. Like it's still like it's him having feelings for
His journey
something other than
parallels
himself. I guess it is himself, but like
part of
it's
it.
interesting. I don't know.
He's like the Grinch. He's like his heart grew. His heart and other things grew 3 sizes one day, but we're gonna say the heart that happened.
That was
Yeah, so
Doctor
that's what
Strange.
Yeah. Oh, that.
His hands broke and his heart got bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his Loki's story in this like very much parallels Thor, but he's still he's very arrogant to start, much like Thor. But by the end, Thor is still arrogant.
Oh, he's a big asshole.
Like he
He's
hasn't
still funny.
stopped being arrogant. He's just a little less so, and a little more like, okay, I should be nicer to people. And Loki's just like, okay, everybody has their own story, and I should treat these people as if basically the golden rule, like, oh, I should treat them so that they treat me fairly, because I've been getting away with treating people poorly, and they've been treating me okay for so long, but
Yeah.
he can't do that here, right? Like he has no power. He literally doesn't have any power here. And
The
he's forced to
scene with
confront,
him there's the scene with him and Lady Sif, and like where he's just like reliving that over and over again, and it's just an awesome representation of just like of that kind of like because he still starts off being like, oh, this, come on, you can't tell me that I'm gonna have to. This is what I'm gonna have to do, and then you don't know how long he's been living that over and over again, because again, time is always different according to the way the TVA works, whatever. But you just kind of get to that point where he has that sincere apologies to her, and you're just like, oh, like that's him learning, that's him like growing as a character. And I feel like you wouldn't have gotten that with a character like Thor or other certain characters in the same universe. Like they just don't have that. He has that humanity, as it often is, like characters that do kind of puff themselves up with such importance or like pomp. There's often a lot more at play there.
Insecurity,
and the insecurities, and you see it from Loki, from a god, and it's just super cool to see. And I love the way they did it. And even just like the Lady Sif, even just kind of like when she kind of clues in and realizes it, and just also I just love that they brought her back.
Yeah.
I felt like she kind of got screwed in the Ragnarok movie because she wasn't there, but I guess they had
she had her TV
that
show
means
though.
she's still alive.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, everyone else is dead.
Yes, that's
though.
true.
But she's
So
good.
she gets to be in Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
That's true.
Which is awesome.
I like that Loki's like progression from even that point to the last fight he has with Sylvie, where he becomes the voice of reason. Like that's not something you would expect from Loki, especially at the beginning of the series. But like seeing him be the one who actually sat there and listened to He Who Remains, and like wasn't just driven by his emotions. It was all like thought through. It was amazing to see him go through that.
Yeah, he put himself like before he put someone else before him in a way, and I don't think he would ever do that normally.
Well, he did once. Did he? He did it in Ragnarok, right? Or sort of.
That's not this Loki though.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's when that's the journey, is that like we have an accelerated version of his journey entirely from his perspective this time. So it's the can Loki's always get here? The show kind of asks the question of like, just because you're one way doesn't mean you can't change, right? Like everybody.
That's very true.
But the way they change Loki is also kind of like torture. So
It's like a process of chastening, right?
yeah,
He
like
likes
you're
you,
gonna
though.
get. Listen, if you don't be a nice guy, we're gonna knee you in the nuts for 1,000,000 years. And at a
Yes.
certain point, you go, I guess I'll be nice. I guess
That's
I'll be nice.
divine pleasure right there.
Give me the
Yes.
testicles.
Please.
But he's
abuse my
chastened in
testicles.
so many ways in this entire series, and that, starting with the interview with Owen Wilson and that, where he takes him through his entire life, and that, getting out into the field and meeting the variant of himself, and that, and then like the entire series, he's had to pretty much rely on just his wits and that, just to get him to like to this end point and that. So like I can totally see the journey and that, it transforming him into the guy we meet at the end, and that, I think Sylvie was always going to turn out the way she was, and that, she had just gone through too much as a child, and that living this life just basically on the run the entire time. Revenge was her only focus in that. Loki started this, thinking I'm going to see what's behind the curtain and that, and maybe take it over and that. But once he actually got there and saw it and that, that was the best moment of the entire series. Probably him running through the stacks in the library at the end, and that, like, Yeah,
It
like Charlton
fits-
Heston at the end of the Planet of the Apes.
It kind of fits Loki's character though too, right? Where it's just like he craves power, he craves to be in charge, but in the end, he really doesn't want the responsibility of it. Right? He's like, yeah, I want to be the king of Asgard, but I don't actually want to do the work of the king of Asgard.
It sounds like me. I want to be the boss, but I actually want to work as a boss.
Yeah,
So like,
I want to get paid as the boss. I don't want to be the boss. You know what I'm saying?
here, I hired a helper.
Look what it took to be the boss at the end, though. In that, I mean, like, there's Loki on the throne, and that affecting so much. In that, it's like he starts a war here, and that he kills several thousand people. In that, this is a guy like probably who's 1,000,000 years old and has probably crushed like billions of people throughout his entire life.
I mean,
he got to see what the boss looked like.
He's the one who weaponized Goliath. He says that he's like, I weaponized Goliath. So how many things of Goliath, like he's created this engine of destruction or harnessed it. So everything Goliath touches and destroys is on him. And he seems like Kang wears that on himself. Like he's aware, but he's like, we need peace. That's his. He's like, yeah, it sucks. It's terrible, but it's a lot better than people constantly dying all the time.
Yeah.
But that's the question. That's kind of also the question of the show, right? Is like, would you trade security for
Life?
Yeah.
not necessarily life, like because more people get to live in the multiverse if Kang isn't doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
But what's the quality of life for those people if they're constantly at war? If they're constantly being wiped out, reborn, it's a question of cycles. Like, but that's nature as well. Like that's normal in nature. Things get wiped out, things regrow. And this Kang said, I'm stopping that cycle. And I'm just going to keep, okay, we have a terrarium and nothing gets in and nothing gets out. And there's nothing outside of it. And that's it. So, like, is it better? Is it worse? Like, you can argue either side.
Of course.
So I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of surprised by like the very end. I was not expecting it to be Kang, but it makes sense because you know who he is. I was just like, so you have like WandaVision and you have Loki. They're sorcerer and sorceresses, agents of chaos. So you would think the big bad for Loki would be somebody that was an agent, like potentially maybe a variant of Loki, someone that can do magic. But no, it's fucking Kang. And then I didn't know who it was until like, oh wait, this makes sense now. They did that little, the statue. Oh, the guy that wants to be a Metallica song is actually Kang the Conqueror. That makes sense. Okay, cool. I'm like, I'm like, oh shit. And like, so like Kang is actually like on par with Thanos as being like, a gigantic asshole to beat. So I'm very curious because like, they potentially will still have Thor, hopefully for that stage phase 4. But a whole bunch of new people, like Miss Marvel's going to come back, then like
Fantastic
her sidekick.
The
Fantastic Four is coming back.
Isn't really like how powerful he is in one universe. Like if Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet is basically the master of a universe, but there's more than one Kang and more than one universe, and it's like the Council of Kang. Like it's when like you kill one and then another one shows up, and you're like, wait, but didn't I just kill you?
That's Hydra.
That's the real problem. And then they learn because they can see the timelines and stuff like. The danger of this guy isn't that like he's just one individually powerful being. It's what the resources of a multiverse can bring, right? Like he could bring Infinity Stones from other universes, which doesn't work in the comics, but maybe it'll work in the movies.
Yeah, not to be that guy, but like my knowledge of Kang pretty much stops at the TV shows they had on like Disney Plus and XD. So I know who Kang is, but I don't know anything about it. Like Thanos. I actually kind of like looked up the comic, but Kang, like, oh, Kang can just travel through time. He's not, and then like, oh hey. He watched the show. I'm like, oh, he's actually kind of like a big threat. So I'm just like, But I was kind of hoping for something.
He's definitely one of the
bigger
bigger ones of them.
For people who know nothing about Marvel Comics and only watch Loki, I could see this coming out as like a really weird out of left field thing. Because you'd be like, I don't know who this character is. He only shows up in the final episode. But I think the performance and like everything about it works. Like you don't need to. Good. It doesn't need to be some other weird twist. It's just like, no, this is the man behind the curtain. This is the Wizard of Oz. This is the guy who's there. We don't see the Wizard of Oz until the end of the movie. We see the giant head, but which we kind of do in the show. We see plenty of statues, and then we kept seeing 3 timekeepers, and the one timekeeper did kind of resemble Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
I kept the
middle
seeing
one.
It.
Yeah,
he's got the little diamond in his forehead. And I thought that.
I always thought. There was a busted statue in the final castle in that. Yeah. There was like 3 timekeepers and then the busted statue. I always thought that was supposed to be him.
Maybe. Over on Twitch, we have Harcroft saying, the one Kang we saw was the merciful Kang. The rest are going to be bad. And bad. There was multiple A's there. Kang also had a good but short story arc on Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and it's worth watching.
Yeah, I watched that. That's the one. That's why I know who Kang is
Someone
from that.
really good voiced him too.
Also, going back on Loki, Harcroft says his love for himself just transferred over to another version of himself. He's just a different type of conceited now.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, I definitely like the guy, Jonathan Majors. He was very eccentric and very kind of sociopathic. Like it makes sense to, you know, like he made a decision to pretty much wipe out every universe minus one. So, but like, he's very kooky. He's very kooky.
He's very
like
Willy
watching,
Wonka,
like,
right?
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say Goldmember from Austin Powers, but Willy Wonka's definitely better.
When he jumps up on the table, right? And you're like, what are you
More
jumping on the
dynamic.
table for?
Why the fuck not? It's
And it
my
works for
table.
the scene. You know, like it's better than just explaining things. Nobody would want to sit there and just have things explained to them.
I mean, I do.
Here's a question.
Mhm.
Do you think that Marvel could have introduced the concept of Kang the Conqueror into movies and that without this TV series?
They will.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they will, because the way they do, you never need to watch the thing beforehand.
Yeah.
It just makes it better, right? Like you didn't have to watch Captain America: The First Avenger to get the Winter Soldier. Like that movie works on its own. So I have no doubt that what is it? I was going to say Mansions of Madness, Multiverse of Madness, and Quantumania they will be excellent standalone films. But for anybody who's seen this stuff, they're going to guarantee they'll appreciate them.
They'll do
all the more.
like an Avengers post-credit scene where they just show Kang the Conqueror, like they did with Thanos and
Thanos.
What
You
if
don't think
all-
he'll be on like Doctor Strange?
No, I think it's gonna be on Doctor Strange.
Maybe.
I think they give him like a cameo or something. I don't know.
I think they'll show
They're
up.
already hinting that.
I think
I don't know.
Wanda's
They're
gonna be
already
the bad
hinting that Nightmare is the big bad for
that's right.
Multiverse of
one.
Madness.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's
You know, and they did it in this series too,
Oh,
and that
yeah.
the kablooey gum and that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the
Does that mean
devil
Yeah.
was
Hulk's
in
gonna
there?
come back for Nightmare? If Nightmare's in the Doctor Strange, is he to come back? Like, is Mark Ruffalo still in the MCU, or like, what's up with that? Like, is the
I don't
Hulk still going to
think-
be a thing,
I don't,
or like,
yeah,
nothing?
I don't think there's any deal in place for Mark Ruffalo to be
He-
in anything necessarily. But
He's in She-Hulk. He's confirmed.
Okay.
that.
yeah, he'll be
Right.
he'll be in that series.
So
for
is
sure.
She-Hulk going to be the new Hulk pretty much after the series for her is done? And like Mark Ruffalo's pretty
She's
much
different than Hulk, though. She's
I know that.
That's supposed to be a procedural comedy, right? Like She-Hulk is going to be like Ally McBeal. Because She-Hulk, what's her name? Is it
Ally-
Jennifer
Oh, hey,
Jennifer Aniston?
Jennifer Walters? Is that She-Hulk? She's a lawyer. She's a New
Jennifer
York district-
Walters is the character's name. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a New York district attorney, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's right.
So it's gonna be like, I'm sure it's gonna be like some Dr. Jekyll kind of stuff, but like slapstick probably.
I love slapstick.
Because the woman from Orphan Black is playing her, and she's
Tatiana
very
Maslany.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a very good actress.
It's funny that you said Ally McBeal because Robert Downey Jr. did a season on that too.
That's right. Yeah,
I don't remember that.
it's all related. Hawk remembers everything that happened before the year 2003.
That's a good memory.
Harcroft says, "Isn't Kang the main villain for the
Yeah.
future Ant-Man and Wasp?"
Yeah,
Yep.
Quantumania.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
We
didn't know
knew
that.
about that before we knew.
I didn't know.
before Loki was even announced.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Any other things on that? On Loki? Did we miss anything?
It's just
There's so much.
Keep going.
Oh, the
Direction,
Frog Thor.
music.
The music was
Oh,
Yeah,
Frog Thor.
Yeah, Frog
Frog
Thor.
Thor.
That was a big
Frog?
thing. Frog Thor's a thing.
Alligator Loki.
Alligator Loki.
Kid Loki,
Or Croc, I don't
Loki
know.
having killed Thor was a cool thing. Like Kid Loki probably going to be in the Young Avengers because they're
Yeah.
setting that up clearly.
Wait, what?
Every
Yeah.
every
I can
show
see
that
that.
showed
Kate
one of the
Bishop,
Young
Young
Avengers.
Loki, the twins from WandaVision, and
Oh,
Patriot,
yeah,
which
the
is
twins.
the grandson of the
Bradley.
What was the yeah. The Black Captain America, his grandson. Those are all characters who
From the
are in the
Young
Young Avengers.
Yeah.
So that's probably
shit.
going to be. I bet that's going to be a Disney Plus show. I don't think it's going to be a movie
What about Tony Stark's daughter?
like Iron Lad or something like that. Well,
Iron
little known
Lassie.
fact: Nathaniel Richards, which is the name of Kang, is also there's a version of him who goes back in time and becomes Iron Lad. So it's quite possible. People are theorizing that Kang won't be a descendant of Reed Richards. They think he'll be a descendant of Tony Stark because the MCU's revolved around him, and he had a daughter. So it's quite possible that bloodline can continue for another 1,000 years or so.
And we are getting a Ironheart series eventually, so we are going to have
What's her name? Riri?
Riri Williams.
Riri Williams. She's cool. She's very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we covered everything. I think everybody's pretty. I mean, clearly everybody's quite pleased with the show. And if you haven't watched it, fucking watch Loki.
Yeah.
How did you get through this episode without watching it?
If this wasn't enough, watch this. And then if you like this and you don't like Marvel, watch Doctor Who, because that's the next closest thing you're going to get.
Tom Hiddleston would make a great doctor.
Oh my God.
He
he'd be
would.
He'd be amazing.
He'd be
Let's
great.
get him and David
Not just
Tennant
because of his
around.
accent, not because of just his accent.
Oh, it's all 'cause of
He's got the
that.
charm too, right? The doctor has to have charm.
Oh, so much charm
And the aura of menace that the Doctor exudes.
and mischief.
All right.
And
Well,
a
you
little
can
bit
watch
of aloofness.
So good.
this. You can watch Loki on Disney Plus right now, which means you can stop watching this because this is the end of the podcast. You made it. I made it. These wonderful people made it. Thank you all for joining us. And thank you to Eric. Oh, wait, I have the wrong names here. Eric, Hawk, Marcus, you have the wrong name there. Shouse, Chris from Accidental Chaos, the podcast, which you can check out on Twitch and Instagram and Twitter.
Spotify. We're on Apple Podcast now, and whatever else you find. Listen.
Everywhere
podcasts
you
like that.
buy podcasts, you can.
Everywhere you go,
You
I'll
can
be
listen to
watching
it
you.
for free. And thank you to my friend Basic Witch for being here. You can find her at twitch.tv/basicwitches with a Z. She's got a Twitter. She's got an Instagram. She's cool.
We'll put it in the
Cool.
show notes.
I'm sort of
Yeah.
cool. It's cool.
Sort of
I'm
cool.
not cool.
I'm not that cool.
Which she streams more often than we do, and she streams cool stuff like art because she can draw, unlike us fucking losers.
We stream
No.
Apex,
Yeah,
but only because Blake will take over the Twitch channel and just stream whatever the fuck he wants to.
maybe I'll stream some
Also-
Apex later this week.
Hey,
Hit me up. I'll get Blake on you.
We'll do this together. Once again, thank you everyone for joining us. We'll be back here in 2 weeks, and in the meantime, take care of yourselves and each other.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was fun being here. I had a fun.
Well, that's it for us this week on Geeks with Kids. If you want to get a hold of us, you can send us an email at podcast@geekswithkids.ca. And don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/geekswithkids. Follow us on Twitter at geekswithkidscn. Check out our pics on Instagram at geekswithkids. And you can find all of this good stuff on our website at www.geekswithkids.ca. So if you like what you hear, why don't you hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. This podcast can be found on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, and your favorite podcasting app. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.